Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Moviesnips. Today we're going to be talking about the Golden Path, a forward path for humanity that was discussed in the Dune sequel novels and briefly alluded to in the 2003 miniseries Children of Dune. For those of you who haven't read the Dune sequel novels or watched the 2003 miniseries, the Golden Path may be a topic that is unfamiliar to you. It's difficult to encapsulate what exactly the Golden Path is in words, so I'll do my best to explain it conceptually and also explain how it relates to Paul Muad'Dib's and later his son Leto II's plan to secure humanity's future and save the human race from inevitable destruction. The Golden Path, also known as secher nbiw in the ancient Egyptian language, is an expansive, prescient foresight of the future of mankind that was only visible to the Kwisatz Haderach and the Sisterhood of the Bene Gesserit. It foretold a range of possible future events, both great and small. Most importantly, however, it revealed an optimum path through the countless possibilities of cause and effect that could eventually be encountered by the human race. In a nutshell, the Golden Path was the best path that humanity could traverse along, given that the future was highly unpredictable and that humanity was likely to face a lot of dangers going forward. By looking into the future, Paul Muad'Dib and his son Leto II foresaw that humanity would go extinct if it stagnated and remained within the confines of the known universe, and the rigid class structure of the imperium. Even though the imperium's population numbered in the many trillions, Leto II's rule proved that humanity was still contained within a limited space that could be controlled by a single interest. Although rarely addressed, it was often suggested that this lack of exploration and dynamism would cause the human race to be at risk of being endangered by a single threat, which would lead to the eventual destruction of humanity. The Golden Path encompassed two main components that were designed to safeguard humanity's future. The first one was referred to as Leto's Peace. Essentially, this entailed a restriction in spice production alongside the terraforming of Arrakis. And the terraforming made the worms die off, while the lack of spice regulated space travel. Eventually, after centuries of deliberate and careful oppression, Leto II would die and release new sand trout to begin a new worm spice cycle. Subsequently, this caused the expansion of human domains far beyond the boundaries of the known universe, guaranteeing the preservation of the human race into the far future. Essentially, Leto II wanted humans to grow and prosper when left to their own devices, rather than be completely dependent on the spice-assisted guild navigators and the rigid structure of the imperium, which would have caused the human race to stagnate. Dynamism was needed for the human race to break the confines of their sheltered existence. Essentially, his plan called for new methods of space exploration that would allow humans to travel beyond the confines of the known universe into uncharted territory. The second component of Leto II's plan was his breeding program. Leto II wanted to introduce a gene into the human population that would allow certain humans to be immune to the prescient visions of powerful beings, such as the Bene Gesserit sisters and the guild navigators. This cloaking gene would also prevent such individuals from being hunted down by the great enemy, an unknown force that would have inevitably threatened humanity's existence in the far future. In essence, such individuals would be undetectable by any form of prescient or psychic abilities. Even though the Bene Gesserit had foreseen the existence of the Golden Path, the term was given greater significance after Paul's defeat of the imperial forces on Arrakis. Its inherent dilemmas became more apparent to him after he drank the water of life, which caused his prescient powers to grow tremendously. Despite his immense powers, Paul struggled to determine the best path through the maze of cause and effect presented to him. This may have been because he was not the ultimate Kwisatz Haderach, having been born a generation before his time. He could not walk the Golden Path because he knew his son Leto II was the one destined for it, not himself. After Paul's perceived death in the deserts of Arrakis, his son Leto II began to envision the Golden Path, as did his twin sister Ghanima Atreides. However, unlike their father, they actually decided to traverse it. Their ability to see into the future and the myriad cause and effect possibilities that it entailed allowed Leto to choose to adopt his sand-trout skin and work towards a future in which he became a human sandworm hybrid, the revered God Emperor of Dune. This nearly indestructible physical form would allow Leto to have the required time and power to guide the course of humanity as a species. Essentially, Leto sacrificed his own humanity to save the human race. Paul had tremendous powers and nearly perfect prescience. He was able to envision and contemplate the golden path. Deep down, he knew that it was the only way for humanity to avoid almost certain destruction in the far future. However, he didn't have the necessary resolve and wasn't able to make the necessary sacrifices to actually traverse the golden path himself. Paul couldn't bear the emotional and psychological guilt of sacrificing trillions of lives just to steer humanity along a path that would have guaranteed their survival. He was still human at the end of the day and had trouble reconciling the tenets of the golden path with his conscience and his humanity. Paul's son Leto II, on the other hand, was on a whole different level entirely. He never really had to contend with the struggles that Paul had to contend with, largely because he was never really an individual in the true sense. He wasn't really human and never desired to be human. He accepted the fact that he was nothing more than a collection of all the voices in the past, and then made a pact with those voices rather than allow those voices to possess him. He became a nexus of human memories and was able to see the future ahead with perfect clarity. He was the fulcrum between all humans in the past and all humans in the future. He wasn't just able to traverse the golden path, he was the golden path. Leto II accepted that horrible sacrifices had to be made, otherwise all of humanity would go extinct. Something was coming thousands of years down the road, and he needed to free humans of all the things that would eventually cause their downfall. But what are your thoughts on the enigmatic golden path and its consequences for humanity in the Dune universe? I'd like to thank you for watching my video today. If you feel I've missed anything or would like to add anything to this discussion, please feel free to comment down below. Please also remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and please check out my channel for more Dune videos.